万年前に生息した開きの大怪獣ゴジラ。水爆実験はついに。
Hey there, monster fans. Welcome back to my channel. With Godzilla's newest movie looming next week on March 29th, I thought it'd be kind of cool to revisit some of the old Godzilla movies that the new Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire looks to remind me of. Today we're diving into the iconic Showa era of Godzilla films, ranking them from the worst to the best. So strap in because we've got some monster-sized opinions coming our way. But before we do that, let me just list the 15 films that consist of the Showa era. We got obviously the first and the one that started it all off is Godzilla, which came out in 1954. We got Godzilla Raids Again in 1955, King Kong versus Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla in 64, Ghidorah the three-headed monster, Invasion of the Astro Monster or Godzilla versus Monster Zero, Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, also known as Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, Son of Godzilla in 67, Destroy All Monsters in 68, All Monsters Attack, also known as Godzilla's Revenge in 69, Godzilla vs. Ghidorah, also known as Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster in 71, Godzilla vs. Gigan, Godzilla vs. Megalon, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, and the one to close it out in 1975 was The Terror of Mechagodzilla. So without any more distractions, let's get into it. Kicking things off at number 15, we have All Monsters Attack, also known as Godzilla's Revenge. Now, this film follows a young boy who escapes his troubles of bullying by dreaming of Monster Island and befriending the adorable yet polarizing little Minya, also known as Godzilla's son. While it's a fun concept, the recycled footage and lackluster storyline landed at the bottom of our list. On a positive note, we do get some fun fight scenes with Godzilla, Minya, and Gabara, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not a fan of this Godzilla look either, big eyes and looking weird. But it's all good, that's why it's at number 15. Coming in at number 14 is Godzilla vs. Megalon. I actually saw this movie in the theater with my grandfather, who was also an avid Godzilla fan. In this movie, we see Godzilla, Jet Jaguar, Gigan, and Megalon fight in this movie. While this film has its moments of campy fun, including Jet Jaguar's debut, really the lack of a really good compelling plot with the Seatopians trying to conquer the surface world and super cheesy special effects hold it back from rising higher on my list. But for some strange reason, I really like Godzilla's look in this movie and his humanistic tendencies. Kind of fun, but still, real low on my list. Next up, at number 13, we have Son of Godzilla. Godzilla and Minya face off against Kamacuras, the giant praying mantises, also known as Gigantes, and Kumonga, or Spiga in the English dub film, while scientists and a stranded woman conduct experiments on the weather. Despite introducing the adorable Minya, the movie's film focus on comedic elements and lighter tone doesn't quite capture the essence of what makes Godzilla films so memorable. Not a big fan of this Godzilla's look either. Eyes too big and goofy looking. At number 12, we have Godzilla Raids Again, also known as Gigantes the Fire Monster. While it introduced audiences to Godzilla's first ever opponent, Anguirus, the film suffers from pacing issue and lacks the depth of later entries in the series. However, there is some fun fighting scenes. This movie may be, after Final Wars, Anguirus' best fighting effort. Anguirus, to me, is mostly useless in all the other movies. At number 11 is Godzilla vs. Gigan, also known as Godzilla on Monster Island, and also known as War of the Monsters. This film delivers some entertaining monster battles, but the nonsensical plot and over-reliance on stock footage prevent it from ranking higher on my list. Aliens, which become a common theme in all these Godzilla movies, is central as the plot to take over Earth. Godzilla, Anguirus, Gigan, and King Ghidorah fight in this movie. Anguirus, again, is mostly useless in the fight scenes. However, I do like the look of Godzilla in this movie, one of the classic Showa era Godzilla looks. Breaking into the top 10, we have Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, also known as Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. While it's not the most memorable entry in the series, the introduction of Ebirah and the island setting brings a fresh dynamic to Godzilla's world. The plot centers on the Red Bamboo, a terrorist organization that manufactures weapons of mass destruction and enslaves Mothra's people to help do so. Godzilla has some fun battle scenes with the lobster Ebirah to surf music. Really fun, very fun and interesting take. At number 9, we have Godzilla vs. Ghidorah, also known as Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. This film's environmental themes and psychedelic visuals make it a very unique entry in the series, but its divisive nature lands it lower on our list. I do like Ghidorah and its toxic elements, people melting to the bones from Ghidorah's fumes, Godzilla suffering from Ghidorah's touch. This is the one movie where we get to see Godzilla actually fly by tucking his tail between his legs and shooting his atomic breath to propel himself. I personally don't think there was any need for the scene, but it's in there and oh well, kind of drops it down for me. It's kind of ridiculous to see Godzilla doing that. But otherwise, I enjoyed the fight scenes and the Smog Monster was awesome. Totally cool. Coming in at number 8 is Terror of Mechagodzilla. While it's the final film of the Showa era, the return of Mechagodzilla and an engaging storyline make it a worthy addition to the franchise. We get Godzilla fighting Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla. Again, more aliens trying to take over the Earth, aliens that turn into gorilla figures when killed. All in all, it is a fun movie with some great Godzilla fight scenes. Breaking into the top 7, we have King Kong vs. Godzilla. This crossover event delivers on its promise of epic monster battles, earning its place as one of the most iconic entry in the series. Let's face it, King Kong looks like crap. It has to be the worst looking Kong ever. Somehow over the years though, it has grown on me and I've grown to actually like it. Godzilla look has also grown on me. I don't think it's one of his better looks. I love the fight scenes in this movie. I'm not sure I agree that Kong won the battle in the end because he's swimming away and we don't see Godzilla. Godzilla was likely under the water swimming away also. Anyhow, it was a fun watch and I love the fight scenes in this movie. Kong getting the electrical blast, swinging Godzilla by the tail, stuffing a tree trunk down his mouth. All fun watches and a great movie. At number 6, we have Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. This film introduces Godzilla's iconic rival King Ghidorah and features thrilling monster showdowns that keep audiences on the edge of their seats. More aliens again, but not taking over the Earth. Political assassination attempts, prophetess predicting monster appearances. It is a fun movie. Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan speaking to each other as Mothra tries to convince Godzilla and Rodan to join him to defeat Ghidorah. And apparently Godzilla uses bad language as the Mothra twins interpret their speaking to the humans. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. But another fun movie, and that's why it's in the top 10. Breaking into the top 5 now, we have Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. With its introduction of the mechanical doppelganger Mechagodzilla and intense action sequences, this film is a standout in the series. I love how Mechagodzilla initially looks identical to Godzilla. However, you know it's not because of the walk and the roar are distinct, so you know it is not Godzilla. Seeing them face to face do battle is so cool. It's like having two Godzillas battling. We also get Anguirus and King Caesar. Again, Anguirus gets badly beaten by the fake Godzilla, and Godzilla gains strength from electricity in this movie and uses electromagnetic fields. Pretty cool. This movie is definitely worth a watch, even though it is another alien takeover movie. Coming in at number 4 is Invasion of the Astro Monster, also known as Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. This film's blend of science fiction and kaiju action, along with Godzilla and Rodan teaming up against King Ghidorah, make it a fan favorite. This could almost be my number 2. I love this movie. Man, it is fun. The Zillions from Planet X are cool, Devo-looking folks. The Planet X facilities are too cool. Hallways lighting up to lead you. Spaceships traveling into tunnels. Godzilla fighting for the first time on another planet. Cool stuff, man. Another alien takeover movie, but one of the best ones if you ask me. Probably the best alien takeover movie of the bunch. At number 3 we have Destroy All Monsters. This epic showdown featuring multiple monsters wreaking havoc on Earth is a true spectacle and a highlight of the Showa era. Godzilla, Minya, Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, Gorosaurus, Manda, Varan, Baragon, Kumonga. The only reason I put this ahead of Invasion of Astro Monster is the amount of monsters involved attacking various areas of the world like Paris, France, and New York. These aliens are not quite as cool as the Zillions, but the Kilaaks hold their own with mind control over the monsters. Still, one of the best and most fun Godzilla movies today. Breaking into the top 2, we have Mothra vs. Godzilla. This film's clash between the iconic kaiju Mothra and Godzilla delivers both thrilling action and poignant moments, securing its place as one of the best in the series. It's back to basics. Humans ask Mothra to help them defeat Godzilla as he rampages through Japan. The human story is fun with greedy businessmen trying to profit from Mothra's egg. The Godzilla fights with Mothra and ultimately the Mothra larva twins are great. Definitely a fun watch. Godzilla in his classic form, just a big threat and destructive and rampaging through the city, which makes this movie great. And of course at number 1 we have the one that started it all, simply titled Godzilla. This groundbreaking film introduced audiences to the iconic creature and laid the foundation for an enduring franchise that continues to captivate audiences to this day. Dark and foreboding, this is a scary Godzilla. Very intense and emotional movie. The original is better than the American remake with Raymond Burr, which I definitely recommend watching. This is the movie that spawned the franchise and created the international popular culture icon. It is still regarded to this day as one of the best monster movies ever made. And there you have it, folks, my ranking of the 15 Godzilla Showa era films from worst to best. Do you agree with my list? What is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more monster-sized content. Until then, and until next time, keep watching those kaiju classics.